everyone, Jacob Paulson here for the February 2020 Guardian Gearbox. The Gearbox is one of many benefits the active members of Guardian Nation enjoy. To learn more about Guardian Nation, go to guardiannation.com and please consider joining us there. 4 times a year we send out a box like this to all qualifying members, and the box is guaranteed to have a minimum value of $120. We're pretty stoked about what's in this box, and so without further ado, let's get to it. Now, every time we send a box, always make sure you look for and get this card. This card has kind of a list of everything that's in the box, and on the back, of course, a thank you note for being a member. So let's get into it. The first item in your February box is the Universal Flex Pistol Mag Pouch with an MSRP value of $39.95. Pretty excited about this. This is a brand new product to concealedcarry.com, and as a member of Guardian Nation, you're going to be the first ones to get it. So it comes in a box like this. So look for this in your package that comes in the mail. And let's open it up here. Let's take a look. Okay, a little bit of bubble wrap we got to get through. And here is our mag pouch. Whew. Took a little bit of work. Alright, so here's the mag pouch. This is really ingenious. We're pretty stoked about this. We've seen a couple of different designs over the years for a universal mag pouch. It's supposed to fit both single stack and double stack. Some of them work better than others. In fact, 2 years ago this month, we sent out one of our first, it might have been our very first quarterly gear box that had a universal mag pouch, and it worked via magnets. It was a decent design, but I think this one is infinitely better. This is really clever. How this is designed, basically how it works is it has these elastic straps that go around. You can kind of see the pull tab here that create the tension on this that allows you to make it as tight or as loose as you want. The other key kind of to making this magic work is the type of material. It's a rubber of some sort, but the clever thing about this is, and I got a pile of magazines here, when you stick the mag in, it has enough tension to create retention so that it doesn't come out, but when you go to draw it, it comes out just fine. So it's just that perfect amount of friction to create retention with your mag. So it works really well. And without even having to do any adjustments here, you're going to see me do this. I can go from a double stack mag, this is for my P229, works fine. I should probably do it like this so you guys really believe me. Okay, to a single stack mag, like this is for my 1911. Same thing. Not going to come out until I draw it. So it's really very clever that way. Here is a mag for my 365. Fits fine. And you'll notice like this mag, the 365, if I push it all the way in here, it really could go pretty down and get flush and be buried. But I don't have to carry it that way. I can position this at whatever height I want. And because of that friction, because of the tension and the way this is manufactured, it's going to stay exactly where I put it so I can index the mag and draw it properly. Here's a mag for my Glock 27, 40 cal there. Same thing, position it wherever I want. It's going to stay right where it's supposed to be. When it's time to draw, comes out fine. Let's see, here's my FNS. It's a full-size gun, 17 round mag. That one, shove it all the way down. That gives you a sense for kind of the depth, right? Sits just right, exactly where I want it to be. This is for my M&P, full-size, 2.0. Okay. Fits just fine. My Glock 43 is another single stack. Again, I could bury that if I want. I'd probably prefer myself to carry it right about there, right about that height. Okay, so I can index it properly. My shield, same kind of thing. Okay, you get the idea. It's going to work for any of your single stack, double stack mags. Very clever design. But I'm not done. There's a couple other features about this that I do want you to know. It comes with 2 different clips. By default, when you take it out of the packaging, it's going to have the MOLLE clip on it. And the MOLLE clip's what it sounds like. It's to attach it to a case, a bag, something like that. Here's my Guardian backpack from Elite Survival Systems. You guys, this is the bag that was in the November box. So many of you who are watching this already have this bag. Anyway, you know, this may not be the kind of ideal thing I'd actually want to put a mag carrier on. Maybe it is. But imagine a plate carrier or something else that has MOLLE webbing on it. I can take this guy. Okay, like so, and boom, I'm in business. And then I can have a mag carrier right on my plate carrier or whatever it might be, right, for access of my mag. So that's pretty slick, pretty straightforward. Okay, we'll feed that guy back out of there. But also, I can take this off and attach my belt clip. I'm going to do that right now. Stick with me. Okay, I've got the MOLLE clip off, and I just wanted to quickly show you it has kind of 4 different places for screws. It comes with 2 set screws, and what this does is it allows me to attach this at almost any cant I want. It's very clever. I could even attach this upside down if I wanted. It's pretty slick. So I'm going to go ahead now and put on the belt clip. Okay, so now I have the belt clip installed, and a couple of cool features about this belt clip. First, you notice this right here, it has built-in kind of spring retention. What this does is when you close this in, it's going to put some pressure against the belt, so it's not, you know, jiggling around on your belt. Also, it has this clever guy right here. What this does is it allows you to adjust the size of this thing relative to the size of the belt. So right now it's at 2-inch belt, maybe 1.5. I can even flip this guy around. Oh, excuse me, 1 3/4, and I flip it around now. This is 1.5 inch. So depending on the size, the width of your belt, you can use this guy in a very clever way to adjust to fit the right width of belt. So that's kind of slick. As I mentioned earlier, it's got a very clever design, so you can adjust this in terms of if you want to have some cant or whatever angle you want to put it, height. All that is very adjustable and simple. So let's go ahead and slap this on my belt. I have on, I think, a 1 3/4 inch belt, so should be good to go here. Okay, there we go. So, for example, let's go with the 365 mag, right? The gun I'm carrying right now. So, slap this guy in here. Set the height right where I want it. And I'm good to go. This is an OWB mag pouch, so this is not designed for concealment necessarily. But certainly I could probably get away with this on the right day with the right clothing. And as I need to reload, no problem, got it right there. Let's try my 1911 mag. Okay. Need to reload. No problem. Got it. So pretty slick, guys, and I'm pretty impressed with the way this was, this was designed and manufactured. We're pretty happy with the way this has come together, and so I'm confident you'll like your new Flex mag pouch. So that's that. That's the first thing in the box. Retail value, $39.95. Okay, the next item in your box, and this is the big kahuna, this is the main event of your February 2020 box, is the Mantis X2 voucher. So the voucher will come in your box, look something like this. Do not throw this away. This is as good as cash. And this voucher is good for up to $110 at MantisX.com. Now that price is not arbitrary. Let me explain what that's about. Many of you are familiar with the Mantis, the company, and their products. Their original Mantis X device was very clever. It basically attaches to a gun and sends data, shooting data, diagnosis data, back to a free app on your phone. But recently they went from being a kind of a one-product company to having a huge product line. They rolled out the X3, the X7, the X10, and just recently the X2. And this voucher will get you an X2 because the X2 sells for $99.99. It's a $100 product, plus the cost of shipping could be up to $10. So with this voucher, you can go to the Mantis X website, and using the code, yours will not be blacked out, using the code, you can order a Mantis X2 at no cost to you. You will not have to put in a credit card number, just fill out the checkout form so they know where to ship it, and your X2 can come. Now, it's important to note a couple of things. First, the X2 is amazing. I want to talk more about it here in a minute, but should you want to get one of the other Mantis devices, you can pay the difference. This voucher is just worth $110. It'll, you can put anything in the cart at that website and it will knock off 110 bucks. That's how this voucher works. And I'm going to give you some thoughts there about what you might use this toward in a moment. But first, let's talk about the Mantis and specifically about the X2. I have here installed the Mantis on my SIG P229. This is a gun I use a lot for dry fire because it's a double single action gun, so it works really well for me to train dry fire. And it's really set up well for this case. Now you don't have to use this on your actual gun, though I recommend it. I'll talk in a moment. We're going to put it on the SIRT pistol, but let's kind of look at how this looks. So the device itself mounts onto the gun. Now the Mantis X2 is only for dry fire. So it's a $100 product, but it's only used for dry fire. Okay, if you wanted to use the same product in live fire as well, then you need to order the X3 or the X10 to use in dry fire. I've downloaded the app on my phone, so all I'm going to do is push the button here. I can see a green light come on. Push connect on my phone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this down. It's connected. I like to just go to open training, but they have all sorts of pre-designated drills and things like that you can run in here. I really like the open training, and it's a good way for me to demonstrate for you guys how this works. For open training, I can toggle if I'm using this on CO2, if I'm using it on live fire, or if I'm using it on dry fire. And in the case of an X2, you have to use it on dry fire, so that's what you're going to get. You need to clarify if you're right-handed or left-handed, and of course where the device is actually mounted. In my case, I have it mounted forward, so that's how I have it set up. And then from here, I can go ahead and hit start. And I'm going to actually record the screen on my phone right now so you guys can kind of follow along and see what I see. Hold tight here. Okay, we are recording. Start now. Okay, so now you can see what I see on my screen. I want to put it somewhere on here so you can see it. So now, what happens with the Mantis is what it's doing is, as I pull up the gun and I fire a shot, it's going to measure the very minute, tiny movement of the gun in the moment the shot breaks and the microseconds leading up to it. Okay, so that particular time I got an 85.3. For these first 5 shots, I'm going to do them all double action, which is a much longer, stiffer trigger pull. We'll see how I do here. Let's do 4 more. Okay. That time, 92.4, a little bit better. 41.3, that one was horrible. I was really pushing and jerking that trigger. And what I can see right now on the screen is it's telling me on that last shot that was really bad, I was pushing forward and breaking the wrist down. So it's giving me some very specific feedback. And if I push on this, it'll show me some pictures, show me what I'm doing, and give me some specific feedback to do better. Let's take a couple more shots. Okay, this time I'm going to do a little bit of a different thing here. I'm just healing. Okay. Oh, are we connected? Okay, here we go. Okay, 70.3, this time breaking wrist up. So I'm healing the gun on purpose. I'm going to do one more, and this time I'm going to try and do kind of a classic anticipation. Oh, it didn't measure it. Let's try one more time. 72.8, tightening the fingers, it says, a possible cause. So now we're going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to take the next 5 shots and I'm actually going to do them all single action. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the hammer to the back. Now I have such a light, crisp trigger. If I screw this up, I'm just, it's my fault. Okay, here we go. 94.6, good shot on that one. Here we go, let's try another one. 94.7. 89.1, I could do better. 90.3 and 88.4. So you see how this works, and what's really clever about this is not only am I just getting a score, but as you can see, every single time it tells me what I'm doing wrong. And I can actually scroll over here. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop here. So I can scroll over and I can see very specifically all my shots. So my first 3 were all over the 80 line, and then I had that next one that was really bad. And it actually shows me the exact trajectory of the movement of the gun as I break my shot. And for most of us, what we find is that there tends to be a pattern. We start to see what it is we're doing repeatedly over and over again, and that allows us to understand what's happening to that gun in those moments I break the trigger. If it's always moving down and to the left, or if it's always kind of going like this and then all of a sudden goes up and to the right, that gives me an actual literal picture of the movement of the gun. And it's just a great diagnostic tool that I can come through and I can see most often what I'm doing wrong and how that's working. And like I said, there's so many options in here. relative to training, I can come in here, I can set up a shot timer, I can do the benchmark, the time benchmark. They kind of have a beginner thing when you first connect it. You can kind of go through the beginning training series, and you can do all sorts of drills in here. They have courses, basic marksmanship, the introduction, which I already mentioned, etc. So a lot of great training tools and options. Okay, now to reiterate one more time, the voucher is good for up to $110, which will get you the Mantis X2, which is only good for dry fire. It's an amazing tool. Go order it today. You're going to love it. That said, if you want to be able to use the same device in live fire, you might consider paying the difference and getting the X3. The X10 is their top-of-the-line product. Does everything that all the other products do. It does dry fire, live fire. It also, you can use it with archery, you can use it with shotgun, you can do draw analysis, all sorts of things. So you can always upgrade to the X10. For those of you who already have the X10 and the X3, here's a little tip for you. Mantis is getting ready to roll out a new product. They call it the Blackbeard. And it's a little bit hidden on their website, but you can find it. If you go to all products and you scroll, you'll find the Blackbeard. And the Blackbeard is an AR-15 dry fire tool. So it actually pulls, you change out the bolt carrier group with the Mantis X bolt carrier group, okay, with the Blackbeard, and it comes with a mag that has all the battery components in it. So all you gotta do is swap out the bolt carrier group and shove in the Blackbeard mag, and it will give you a resetting dry fire tool. So your gun, everything yours, your trigger, the only thing you've done is change out the bolt carrier group and the mag, and it will dry fire the AR and actually cycle for you. That's pretty cool. Now, they're not shipping that yet. They might be shipping it before this card expires. This card expires, make note, on May 15th, 2020. So make sure you take advantage just before May 15th. But you can pre-order the Blackbeard right now. So if you wanted to use this $110 voucher and go on their website and pay the difference and prepay for it and order the Blackbeard, you could do that. It may not ship. They said it's probably not going to ship till May, June, somewhere in there. But you can pre-order it now if that's what you want to do with your voucher. So something to think about. Whatever you choose to do, I would encourage you to make sure you at least take advantage of this card, and at the very least get your free X2. It's going to do amazing things for your dry fire. I'm confident of it. So that's it for this quarter, guys. The Mantis voucher will get you a $100 product, the X2, and of course it covers shipping. The Flex Pistol Mag Pouch, valued at $39.95, and of course our shipping out to you is $5. So the total value of this quarter box is $144.95. Thank you for being a member of Guardian Nation. We look forward to hearing your feedback. Enjoy your box.